Hey guys, how's it going? What's up? I don't think that fines are a good way to deter crime. Uh, like the traffic tickets barely affect rich people, and poor people can't afford them. And the money from traffic tickets goes to the town and like the court system and stuff like that. And it's supposed to be supplementary. Like towns are not supposed to rely on the revenue from the revenue that they get from finding people who break the law. That would be like the government relying on people to break the law to be able to fund themselves. But some towns really do depend on the money that they make from traffic tickets and things like that. And if a town is making any money really off of uh, giving out fines for traffic violations, that is an incentive to give out more fines. Like you can argue that it's not, and that like they don't do it to make more money or whatever, but they they do get rewarded for giving out tickets in the form of money. It's like it's like psychology. If the mouse in the experiment presses the button, then he gets a treat or whatever. So he presses the button more. It works the same way with humans, no matter how you know intelligent we pretend we are, and like self controlled. It doesn't matter. It's like a psychological thing that just is. And fines for businesses are kind of the same way. Like if you run a small business and you get a fine for, whatever, like that could, a lot of small businesses have very, very small profit margins. They don't really, they're kind of paycheck to paycheck, um, operating like that. And so a fine for a small business could put them out of business if the fine's big enough, or it comes at a bad time or something. Whereas like a fine for a big business a lot of times doesn't affect the business hardly at all. And in fact, big businesses sometimes make more money doing the violation in the first place than what the fine costs. And so it it doesn't affect them at all. They still are going to do the the they're still going to do the bad thing to make more money. Like it's not really a deterrent if they're still making a profit. You know what I mean? Like I worked at a place where a guy died. He got eaten by the machine, and the we were shut down for like 3 days, and they got a fine. And so what they did is they put up some guardrails and stuff, and we started having safety meetings. And they made some tweaks to the machines because all the machines that we used were from China, and they didn't have the same like safety regulations that we do here in the US. So the machines weren't really up to um, you United States safety standards. And but it was basically just security theater. Like it was safety theater. It wasn't. They didn't care really all that much. The owners of the business, they of course they didn't want people to get hurt, because it's like an inconvenience, when you have to deal with like you know um, things like that. But the, they just wanted to get back to making money. The job itself really wasn't all that much safer. It just they just did what they needed to do to get back to doing business. It works kind of the same way with construction. Like, I was watching this home inspector guy on YouTube, and he was saying, like, he was like going around showing like all of these violations uh, in this like brand new house that this builder company built, and they didn't build it to code. Like there was so much stuff in the house that was not up to code. And the thing is that most of the time the warranty expires before the homeowner realizes that the house isn't built to code, and so they get away with it. They like a lot of times they don't even have to send people in to repair or fix the house and bring it up to code, because there's just no real deterrence to keep them from building shoddy houses. I mean, there is on paper, but there's not in practice. Like, one time my dad caught a fish that was too small, but it was a fish that he really liked or something, and he put it under the floorboard uh, so that he wouldn't get caught with it. And just as he was doing that, a park ranger came up on his boat. We were on a boat. That's what I meant by he put it under the floorboard. The park ranger came on his boat, and I guess he saw what happened or something, and he came and looked under the floorboard and gave my dad like a $300 ticket or something. I think probably for the fish, but also he was trying to hide it. And he went and paid the ticket, and he was really mad about it, but it wasn't like it was going to stop him from trying to get away with stuff again. You know, like I've noticed a lot that a lot of people try to get away with stuff. They do underhanded stuff to get away with things and get what they want. But I don't think that fines are a good deterrent for that. I think they it probably looks good on paper, but in practice, it just doesn't work very well. I heard that there are some other places that do, some other countries that do fines on like a sliding scale. So, like, if you make more money, your fine is bigger. If you like make less money, your fine is smaller. But still, like, I think people are probably still just going to try to get away with stuff. And I think that we need to come up with a different kind of deterrent. But I think that's all I had to say. If you like the video, like and subscribe. It helps me get monetized, and I'm trying to make more money, so that would help. Y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.